Greetings, sports fans, ASMR Sports back in your business. Look at this bad boy we got here. Just kind of a small little box. For reference, I'll give you a card here. Small little box came in the mail recently, and it is filled with goodies that are the proceeds of a auction that I recently bid on a few items in. The auction was run by Collector Investor Auctions, which is run by this, two guys. One is Chris Sewell, who has got the Collector Investor. Is that what his channel's called? He's got a YouTube channel that, if you watch sports card content, you've probably seen. I really like his channel. I don't watch it a ton, but I've seen lots of his videos. And he talks basically just about kind of like, purchases that he's made, with the intent of reselling. And anyway, so he and this guy that he works with, Jeremy, who I have bought, or had bought quite a number of years ago, some pretty high dollar vintage stuff from. If you've ever seen my most valuable cards videos, you've seen a bunch of Ty Cobb cards in there, and those all came from him. He was reselling for somebody who owned those. Anyways, those two, kind of regularly go seek out collections and stuff to buy, and they decided to start an auction house, and they did that. And I've been checking out their auctions. They don't do that many. They do one every month or two, and they're not super active. So sometimes you can get a deal, but remains to be seen whether I've gotten a deal on the stuff in here. But we're gonna take a look at it. I'm hoping there's a kind of like a little receipt in here, invoice with the prices of everything, so I can tell you that. Otherwise, I'll look them up. Indeed, there is. Okay, I'm gonna move that to the side. But there you see it. I kind of like these box sizes. I might have to pick up some of them. I don't really have anything like that 8x6 by 4. Alright, so yeah, this auction closed maybe a couple weeks ago, and I paid maybe a week ago. So pretty fast shipping once you get paid. There is I think 15% buyer's premium, which is a little bit lower than the big auction houses, which generally charge 20%. You do have to pay a credit card fee if you pay by credit card, which I usually do because they're pretty small amounts. So if I was buying thousands of dollars, I would wire, and then I would not pay a credit card fee of 3%. So inside. Basically, I just sort of bid on the things that I thought were interesting, and a lot of times I'll just put one bid in, or I'll bid until I'm the high bidder, and then I'll leave it alone. So if that's enough to win it, then I win it. If it's not, then I'm not going to go back and go crazy. But certain things catch my eye. Anything unopened certainly catches my eye. This guy caught my eye just because I don't know, I've been wanting for a long time to start collecting like vintage Hall of Famer cards of non-baseball players, so football, basketball, hockey. And so when I see a lot of big name Hall of Famer from the NFL, I get pretty interested in that if it's something I can get at a decent deal. So let's see, for this lot of 4 cards I paid $130. I feel like, yeah, that's like that's before the 15% buyer's premium and 3% credit card fee. So I think I probably paid closer to like whatever, 150 for these 4 cards. But I'm excited to see these. I don't think I have any Gale Sailors cards. This is a I don't know what year this card is. These are both, I think, Philadelphia cards, which was a manufacturer back in the 60s. Interestingly, they kind of look like the same photo. This one's just zoomed in a little bit. I think they are the same photo, but different years. So that's cool. Wow, I think okay, that's a Topps. I think that's a Topps. Yeah, TCG. I don't know what year though. I don't think any of these are rookies. Man, that's so iconic, this card. That's also a Topps. So yeah, I don't know, these are cool looking. The description was low grade lot, so I guess these are considered to be low grade, but they actually look pretty nice to me. I mean, no major creases. I see some little creasing, and the corners actually on some of them are sort of sharp. So these actually look pretty nice to me. I have no idea what grade these cards would go for, but at about $150 for the lot, I guess I paid whatever, $40, $35 to $40 for each of these. And they all look pretty sweet to me. They present well. So I would say that. Okay, and we're gonna pause. Okay, and we are back. Sorry for the interruption. So there you go. There's item number 1. Pretty sweet. There was a couple of other like Hall of Famer lots. I can't remember who they were. I think one was a basketball one, but that was the only one that I won. All right, next up we got a 96 Fleer Metal Michael Jordan. I feel like might be 95 that I have a box of Fleer Metal that I've never opened any of, so I don't really know what the cards look like, but this is pretty sweet looking. Anyway, just a sort of average 90s insert, but that's always cool stuff. PSA 8. I have not looked at the prices of any of these, so I was really just sort of, putting in bids so I could be the lead bidder on things I was interested in and hoping they were a deal, so I really don't know what these are worth, but hard to imagine this is not worth at least somewhere in the neighborhood of what I paid for it, which was $27 before the premium. So I'm gonna get my calculator out here on my phone. So $27 times 1.18. So $31.86 is what I paid. Oh, actually, did I say 27? Yeah. $31.86 is what I paid for this guy. Pretty sweet. It's, you know, it looks pretty dang sharp. I'm sure there's like some surface issues or something. But really cool looking card, I have to say. And oh man, I just realized that case is cracked. Well, that's not cool. Dang, that's kind of a bummer, because that does sort of decrease the value of the thing, but oh well. Alright, next up we have 66 Topps Mickey Mantle. I probably have like 4 of this card already. All of them are graded. At some point I graded like every Mickey Mantle I have, just because, you know, a PSA 1 mantle is, you know, got a bit more value than an ungraded one, and all any PSA graded mantle has got some nice value to it. There was a time when you could get PSA 1 mantles for, you know, $100, maybe a little less if you're lucky, but now they're kind of coming up on about $200, $150 to $200 for any PSA 1 mantle from the 60s, at least last I checked. Things are down a little bit from the heights of 4 or 5 months ago, but anyways, this is an SGC and it is a 2. It's definitely got some wear on it, but overall presents pretty nice. For this one I paid $110 before the markups. So that would be $129.80 that I paid for this SGC2. Curious to know if I send this in, if we get a PSA 2 or a PSA 1. I feel like the difference is often very difficult to understand, but if it were a PSA 2, I'm sure it would be worth, you know, a couple $100. So that's item number 3. Yeah, so just one more item, but this is another lot that had several things in it. So this is a lot of PSA graded packs. I gotta do them in order of reverse chronology. Alright, so for this one I paid $400, so the total damage on that would actually be like 460, 470. $472 that I paid for all 4 of these packs that you're going to see. So, alright, so this is a 1990 Fleer wax pack that got a 7, which is, it's kind of insane that anybody, you know, would grade this, because this pack is clearly like wildly off-center, the wrapping. And it's not a valuable pack at all. I mean, these are, you know, $1.50, $2 a piece. I think I don't know what I was selling them for on my website, hotcardboard.com, but probably a couple dollars, $3 or something, and they've come down since then. So it's insane to me that anybody would grade this, especially given the condition of this one and the fact that it's a 7. You know, suggests that it's really got almost no value. I don't know. I mean, maybe this is like a $5 or $10 kind of situation. You know, understanding that grading a pack costs $25, I think, at least. So somebody who wants a graded pack, maybe because they're displaying them or something, you know, maybe would pay up to $25 for this, so they don't have to send one in themselves and pay the shipping and all that. Alright, so next up is an 89 pack. This one luckily got a little better grade, PSA 8, which is kind of about average for packs, I think, that you send in from the 80s. You know, most of them are going to get 8s, some will get 7s, some will get 9s, and very rarely will you get a 10 these days on a wax pack, but it did happen more so in the past. Now they're, of course, pop controlling, so... yeah, again, so this is not a super valuable pack. I think these go probably for, $15 a pack at most. Somewhere between probably 12 and 15 a pack. This one does have a sticker notation on it, so it says there's a Ewing sticker on top, so that's good. Certainly are some Ewing fans out there. That looks like a rookie card because there's only like 1 year of stats on there, but I don't know who that would be. Yeah, so I don't know. This is maybe worth $40 or $50, I would guess, as a PSA 8, but probably not super liquid. I don't think you're going to get max value for that, so you might have to hang on to it for a while before you get your value out of it. Next up, we have a 88 Fleer pack, and this one I can see has a rip in it. That will happen with these packs. There's a piece of gum, that floats around in there, and if these get jarred, they'll poke a hole right in the pack, and that's actually a major problem with graded wax packs, PSA graded wax packs. The fact that this is such a hard, material, and the hard material goes right up against the pack, means that these are subject to, some laws of physics that when that gum comes a-chuckin' and these get, hit, if they're not wrapped in something that absorbs some of the shock, like, bubble wrap or something, they can get damaged. And that pack, has really taken a bit of a beating in there, so it's not great. I certainly would have preferred that there not be any of that on these packs, but it does happen. So yeah, PSA 8, again, it's hard to know what the market will do with the fact that, there's a tear in the pack, so really this is not a PSA 8 anymore, it's more like a PSA 2. But, yeah, I don't know that the market really has a well understood sort of way of dealing with, packs that are graded as a numerical grade but have damage in the holder. Sometimes I see packs like this selling, basically without reference to the poke, the gum poke as they call it. So, I don't know. But like a raw pack of this stuff, I think is probably about $100. So something graded, which at least has been authenticated in a way that assures you that it's not been opened, will carry a premium on that. So if this had no gum poke, I'd say a PSA pack of this is probably like $150 maybe. Something like that, 120 to 150. And then last not least is the sort of reason why I bought this lot, because this has like a little slight gum poke in the top there. This is actually my first and only pack of 87 Fleer basketball, and I'd love to tell you a little bit about this. Everybody's familiar with 86 Fleer basketball cards because they contain Michael Jordan rookies in addition to rookies of many other Hall of Fame players. But 87 87 Fleer basketball is actually significantly rarer than 86 Fleer basketball by most estimations. Reason being that 86 Fleer basketball was very under-demanded in the market at the time that it came out, and for many years, like a decade or more. Well, actually, it wasn't quite a decade. I mean, it was not until like 91 or 92 that really there was any interest in basketball cards at all, because the first basketball Beckett came out that year. But basically between like 86 and, 90 or something, like Fleer basketball cards were pretty much, nobody wanted them. They only wanted baseball cards, maybe some football cards. Nobody cared about basketball at all. So they were, they were kind of junk. And consequently, nobody, bought them from Fleer back in 86. They sort of cleared them out on sale to, distributors, and those distributors were trying to get rid of those cases of 86 Fleer basketball cards for quite a number of years before, they became significantly more valuable. But because there was a lack of demand for those initial 86 Fleer basketball cards. Fleer really cut down on production. So the story goes, when they made the 87 Fleer football or basketball set, so that's why there's believed to be many fewer of these boxes, packs, and cards out in the wild, and consequently, they're quite expensive. Not, of course, nearly as expensive as the 86s, but quite a bit more expensive than 88 Fleer basketball, which has actually a much better rookie class, but this has a 1 year older Jordan in it, of course, than the 88. So, in any event, I sort of love 87 basketball. I actually bought like a pack or two of this at a like convenience store when I was a kid, and I think I still have those cards around somewhere. I don't think I got anybody good. Otherwise, I'd probably have that card. So I remember seeing these. I remember the only reason I bought these is because they were out of baseball cards, and I wanted to buy something. So I bought some basketball cards. Those were the first, and I think only basketball cards I bought until, well, actually, it wasn't that much later. 89. When I kind of loved the 89 basketball set and bought a bunch of those for no apparent reason, because they really weren't worth anything back then. Yeah, so anyways, I love this set. I've wanted to have a pack of this for a long time. These packs in PSA, they sell for about $400, so if I paid $470 for the whole lot, I think I definitely got $70 in value out of the other three. And this one I'm just going to hold on to and, cherish it as a part of my collection, which is my collection of unopened graded packs, which is, fairly significant, although I really have slowed down almost to nothing other than picking these up in terms of, buying graded packs because of that gum poke issue. I'm not certain that, the market isn't going to just consider all gum-poked packs to be worthless, and then everyone I have that has the gum pokes is going to be useless. And if I bought something, online and it gets a gum poke in it as it gets shipped to me, it's like, oh my god, I've lost like the whole value of the pack almost. So, yeah, that's kind of the reason I stopped buying. There was a time, like 2 or 3 years ago, where I was just buying tons of graded unopened packs from the 70s and 80s, and I thought this is a great thing because I love having unopened stuff, and if I can just buy a pack and it's been authenticated and has a grade, then it's something I don't have to worry about being open. Blah blah blah. It's it's as an idea, it's nice, but the technology of those holders is like awful, and I've preached to anybody who'll listen, which is absolutely nobody, that if they could just put something soft, with some give around the edge, these would have a much better chance of surviving gum pokes inside. But that hard acrylic goes right up to the pack, and that's not good. So you gotta be really careful when you ship those. Put them in a bunch of bubble wrap, and even then they still are subject to those tears. So yeah. Anyways, so then I started buying PVC wrapped boxes, which there's never going to be a gum poke in those packs. And I've got 36 in a box, so more expensive, but I've got lots of really nice quality packs inside each of those boxes that I buy, and that's why I kind of shifted over into those boxes instead of packs. But hopefully they'll figure it out someday, and maybe I can grade the packs in those boxes. Alright folks, that's what we got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll catch y'all next time.